Alrighty folks, welcome to 406 Regen. Today is kind of a big day. We're decided we don't want to be lambing out on the back side of that hill, so we're bringing them here to closer to the yard. So I went ahead and kind of setting up so we can kind of try to keep them out of the yard. But it's green grass. I don't know if they'll follow that bucket of alfalfa pellets that much or not. We'll see. Yesterday was a nice day, just kind of tinkering around. We decided to reorganize the truck. You know, you got to clean the truck out once or twice a year. It's not finished by any means, but you know, I had for this tote, I just had a little 1-inch strap going from the corner of the box to the corner of the box, and it was getting to where I was trying to push it out, and I didn't want to wreck the box none, so we went ahead and cut a 2x6. Found one around here that easy enough to put in so the tote wouldn't be able to break. And then it's like, well, we got some extra room, so let's make it so we can have these step-ins, a decent amount. It's not all of them, but it's a decent amount of step-ins. They're organized, they're here. I realize, you know, you go to grab one, you're probably going to end up with 4 or 5. It's just how it's going to go. But made it so you can still, you know, get in here, turn the water spout, all that, get the hose on there, and still use the end gate. So that's what we did yesterday. And today, like I said, we're moving the sheep and just kind of getting set up right now. The wind's kind of blowing hard, so I don't know how much I'll record, but it should be interesting. We're going to bring them down through here, over there, up the hill on top, and then we're probably, most likely, going to circle around the homestead and put them out where I had some last fall, just to get them closer when lambing starts. I have an opportunity to go see Greg Judy at the very 1st of May, which is about the time we'll start lambing. So want them close for the family so they can alrighty folks, got half the job accomplished here. Hopefully the sheep ain't running out of their netting out back. I got the box there in the back of the truck. So what we're doing is we're setting this netting up here on this top, and because we stack hay and stuff along this fence, so we're gonna unroll their hay and let the grass mature more before lambing. So this will be a little overgrazed. We're having to move this, get the movements going quicker now because the grass is greening up, and yet we still want to kind of hold them back. So I mean, it's not like they're not feeding them hay, but they're just gonna go after the candy. So they'll eat all the grass down to like it's nothing, and then eventually eat the hay. But we're giving them a pretty decent area here between the fence lines here and all the way down to almost that bale there. So still have plenty of area here to roam around. To start with, I am going to put a cross fence in here of my wire that I bought. Now this isn't poly, this is strictly just wire, and I wouldn't use it on animals that have never seen a separating fence, but these sheep know when these posts are in the ground that they know something's there, and they're not flat out running, so they'll be able to see that wire. They'll know it's there, whether they can see it or not. They should know it's there, and they'll learn that it is there, and then eventually get them back to poly, because some of these sheep have just learned that the poly that I had wouldn't hit them hard enough, or they just learned that they could go through it. So with that wire in short little stretches like this, I haven't done it over a big area, but with this wire and then the Cyclops, this Cyclops Super 12. Come here. No, the Cyclops Hero. So it was actually putting out, well, when I tested it the other day, it was like 10.4 to 15 volts. So, I mean, I sure wouldn't want to touch that, but got to train some of them. Then, of course, this is right up against my first timeless fence, so I'm able to make this area longer because of the netting, because I got the one side with timeless and then high tensile wire. And again, they need to get trained to that again, so perfect. As you can see, it's a 5-strand right here, and the bottom one is about 4 inches off the ground. And again, just a short stretch, you know. When I just put this in, it was just to make a divider and get that short stretch going. So I'd be able to graze stuff, and after lambing, or maybe even during lambing, we're probably gonna have to come back to this side of the fence, but to start with, we're gonna go that way, down over the hill where people have seen. If you've been a follower, you've seen where I'm talking about, you know, where the hillside. But yeah, so that's what we're doing at the moment. Just a big day, kind of a long day, just taking our time, going slow at it. And we'll be using Bear to move. This one's new. You guys can't see him yet, but Bear will be the dog that brings them along today, hopefully. And I got a bucket of pellets, organic alfalfa pellets, that I'll shake and they'll follow me. In theory, they'll follow me, but a lot of green temptation here on the ground, so we'll see. But hopefully with me calling and the 1 or 2 bucket heads that I know are in that bunch, and with Bear on the backside trying to push them, that they'll get the idea and come along. So yeah, that's what we're doing now, and get back with you when we get to that point, I reckon, in the video. Before we bring them in here, we're going to unroll some hay out here, just so that job's done and they're not in the way, no chance of running them over or nothing. So everybody. It's wind's blowing awful bad. I was gonna record the move, but I think you'll be able to hear me periodly. So just gonna kick them out. Use the pellets to move them, and I'll put a video up from the four-wheeler help push, but probably won't be no audio on it. So. Alrighty, folks, just putting some water on here and go give the sheep some water. I think the wind's died down enough that I can actually talk on top of the hill. And I'll tell you what, we first got up, it blew the fence down once. The bow unrolled the core of one round bale over it once, but we're getting there. And we got this dude, this big dude. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Hanging out. Yeah, hanging out before your night shift starts, huh? Yeah. So, anyway, like I said, gonna be putting on some water, and then just going out and top the hill, and hopefully I can record up there. All right, everybody. Now that the wind is down to a passable level, and it shouldn't affect the mic too much. As you can tell, we unrolled this hay out here. Then the wind came along and blew my fence over in certain spots because it blew all the hay up against my fence line, which was kind of disheartening. You try to do something to make your life a little easier. Instead, Mother Nature makes it a little bit harder on you. Oh, naughty, naughty. This is why you walk your fence lines at night. That's got to be hooked up. It's got to be hooked up. Got to get here before dark. I don't think I'll record it. It's just putting up another net, but gonna put Big Boy and GW back in a pen and a net it so they can have their run around time, even though they had a good walk today. Shouldn't have to run around too much. And with Tuca running around the yard and stuff, these sheep are very well protected because he has free reign of the place and he's up here all the time. So looks like this my wire here is doing good. Like I said, you can see it here with the sun, but got 2 lines of that wire, and it's 10-4, 13-5 for voltage. And this is merely just to get these sheep used to it, so when they know that that's up, they'll train their young ones to it. And this netting, of course, goes to those bales, so there's this whole area here, and their salt. Don't have that hooked up there yet, but wanted to keep everybody separate. And like I said, we stack all our hay here, so it's, I don't like to use the term sacrificial field, but in a way, at the moment, I would rather do this here than out on that other grass where I'm trying to get it started. And a dog is about to get yelled at if he does that again on his own. But it sounds like my brother's got him taken control of. So 2 sheep are king of the mountain. Must be a bale that's half unrolled there. And Big Boy, he hasn't been on this side. No, since I picked him up last summer. He's camped with us out there at where we put up the hay, and then the sheep have all been on the backside. So, because we moved them from over the side of those hills there, we brought them over here to the yard and stuff, which you've seen somewhat. That audio is pretty long. The wind was 4-wheeler footage, so the wind's bad, but there'll be footage of it. I don't know if I'm gonna put music on that or let some of it play or what, but there's about 16 minutes of the move itself, but really no audio that's usable. So that's just kind of how it goes, especially when I'm just still starting out. I should get a chest mount for these cameras so I have both hands free to to walk the sheep like I need to, and which starts slow. I mean, build up to stuff. So as you can see, the sheep are content. Not as content if they were eating pure green grass, but they're content. And you got number 16 there. I don't know why his genes made it so he's got horns, but he's trying for a full curl. I know he is. So on that, he's getting pulled out of the ram selection this year, one way or another. But everybody's happy. No one's testing the high tensile fence over there, and yeah. So with that, I'm gonna put up dog net, get a nice screenshot for the intro or something right there. Tell you all good night.